I'm sorry if you wasted your hard-earned money on a Raptor when you could have bought an objectively better truck. We're comparing the Raptor to the RHO today. The Ford and Draper gave us the Raptor, and the Ram and Sandy gave us the RHO. Link to their websites in the description down below. Let's get right into it. The Raptor is powered by a twin-turbo 3.5-liter V6 that goes through a 10-speed. Fuel economy stated to be 14 around town, 18 on the highway, with power outputs being 450 horsepower and then 510 pound-feet of torque. The RHO, on the other hand, has a twin-turbo 3-liter inline-6 that goes through an 8-speed automatic. It has fuel economy that's 14 around town, 16 on the highway, with power outputs being 540 horsepower and then 521 pound-feet of torque. 90 more horsepower. Now, if you want to make sure that you're not the one who has less horsepower in a comparison, make sure you subscribe. The Ram has tons of venting here on the top, and you got pretty fancy headlights with some fun animations. And then the grille's mostly open for airflow. We do have fog lights down below, recovery points, skid plate protection. The Raptor also has a little bit of venting on the hood. It also has those kind of decal things. Marker lights are quite a bit more obvious on the Raptor. They're a lot larger. And you can see you've got this modular bumper with recovery points, fog lights, and all of that. So when it comes to front end equipment, it's very similar, but the Raptor with this 37 package does have better angles with the front end because of how the bumper is sculpted, and then also the bigger tires help out. And let's talk about that. The Ram has 35-inch tall tires wrapped around 18-inch wheels. This is the only tire setup you can get on the RHO. You cannot get it with any bigger tires, but you've got different wheel options. The Raptor not only has different wheel options, but has two different tire sizes. You've got 35s as standard, and then you have these 37s that are an option. It's part of an $11,000 package, but it's still an option. Speaking of stuff that is, well, actually not optional, vents. Both of them have vents because I guess you gotta have that. Now the RHO has trailer mirrors, the Raptor has regular mirrors. I don't think you can even get trailer mirrors on a Raptor at all. Let me know if I'm wrong. Side steps on the Raptor, nothing on the RHO. And then you probably noticed the wide bodies on both of them. I'll give you guys an exterior shot or side shot in a little bit. Now the Raptor has dual valve, live valve. It's coil sprung front and rear. The dual valve, live valve does adjust at a quicker rate compared to what's over in the RHO, so that's the big benefit of this system. The Blackhawk shocks in the RHO have the benefit of reliability. Now, Fox shocks aren't unreliable, but these Bilstein shocks are proven to be able to handle greater forces, so they might not adjust as quickly, but they should last longer. Now here's the side profile of the Raptor. Both of these are going to be a crew cab with the shorter bed. But yeah, those 37s and all of that travel, I mean, this has like 14-ish inches of travel. Both of them are right around there. Pretty cool looking. And then here is the side profile of the RHO. It's quite a bit more rounded off. The Raptor has kind of sharper lines. That's one of the distinctive design differences. Now Ford does offer a tailgate step and a ruler on the tailgate, LED lights, and a power outlet. But yeah, when it comes to bed equipment, I mean, there's no bed liner, for example, so Ford needs to step up their game just a little bit. Make that standard. Come on, come on, come on. But yeah, the tailgate, it's automatic. The RHO not only has bed liner, outlet, LED lights, it also has a spare tire carrier as an option in the bed that Ford doesn't offer at all for the Raptor, so Ram has stepped up their game. Come on, tailgate. There you go. Now, of course, you've got an upgraded rear bumper, recovery points in the back, spare tire underneath. But yeah, the back end of the RHO, it kind of continues that more bubbly look, I guess. The Raptor has all the same equipment in the rear, but you can see with the back end, it's quite a bit more angular. Maybe a way to put it, maybe boxy. Just sharper lines. Quick exhaust clip on both of them. RHO first clip, Raptor second clip. In the back seat of the RHO, I've got an ice bucket. I also happen to have a little storage pocket, some holders there. We've got heated and ventilated seats, USB ports, a full outlet, some carbon fiber. These seats recline. They also have really nice trim. And look at the door panel trim, very fancy pants back here. There is power glass, and then there's speakers all throughout. Now in the back of the Ford, good legroom, little storage pocket, just heated seats. You have some outlet action here in the back, but yeah, less stylized. And you notice that with the seats, they're not quite as fancy looking. They are comfortable though, so they get the job done. And then the same thing with the door panel, it just looks sporty, but not really luxurious like the RHO. Not as many speakers. I don't see any speakers all around, so the RHO has more speakers, looks like. But anyways, power glass. 1236 is the payload capacity on the RHO, and quickly I'm going to show you guys the door panel here. We've got massaging seats. Front windows are automatic. The mirrors power fold in. They've got a bunch of adjustment. Again, these are the trailer mirrors, and by the way, acoustic glass. But yeah, really nice trim here on the front door panel. And the seats in normal Ram fashion are very luxurious looking, and they're comfortable too. 1344 for the payload with the Raptor. And then you can see we've got automatic windows. The mirrors power fold in, not nearly as many mirror adjustments. They're a lot smaller, but they do have blind spot monitoring. You do have memory seats. Acoustic glass up front, just like the RHO. Again, sportier kind of theme with, I'd say, inferior materials. And I mean, the seats look cool, for example, but yeah, you can tell they're using kind of cheaper stuff in the Ford. Let's now start up the RHO. So full digital gauge cluster, so it's gonna be customizable on that front. Also have kind of a cool startup there. This does come equipped with a heads-up display. You've got tons of nice trim across the dash. The steering wheel has paddles on the back, perforated trim on either side as well. And then this does have a 360 camera system, great resolution with the camera, huge screen in general. Of course, heated and ventilated seats. And while we're talking about screens, there's a passenger screen. Now, response time with this, you'll note, is not going to be as good as the Fords, but it still gets the job done. This has a full-time four-wheel drive system with a 2-speed transfer case, a rear locking differential, launch control, off-road cruise control. Tons of storage here in the center. We have 2 phone charging pads up front. We've got nice trim on the center console. And you kind of notice that when you get in the Ram, it just feels very high quality all over. Camera rear view mirror, and then this does have a panoramic sunroof. Now in the back of the F-150 Raptor, or in the front, I guess. Full digital gauge cluster, customizable. A little bit different with the kind of animation than the RHO, of course. You have a heads-up display, so equipment there's the same. Trim on the dash is soft touch, just not as nice looking. And I mean, even the steering wheel, it's sporty, but it just doesn't feel quite as high quality. You do have paddle shifters that feel really nice, though. I think Raptor has the better paddle shifters. Lots of adjustments on the steering wheel with the truck itself. And then we do have a 360 camera system with this, and notice your trail turn assist is built into the screen. The RHO doesn't have a trail turn assist function, but yeah, this definitely responds quicker. I mean, it's not perfect, but it seems like it's a little bit better UI. Part-time four-wheel drive system, so this is not full-time four-wheel drive like the RHO, but it still has auto. It also has a rear locking differential, 2-speed transfer case, heated ventilated seat controls. You actually have physical buttons unlike the RHO. Just one phone charging pad though, sadly, I suppose. Center console setup's a little bit different. It still has a ton of space, even has this little workbench. And then you just have 2 glove boxes, no screen or anything. No camera rear view mirror, but 6 auxiliary switches up top, and then you do have a panoramic sunroof. The Raptor is about $95,000 for the sticker. The RHO is about $90,000. Let's see which one performs the best. First, we do have acoustic glass up front with the 37 package Raptor, so that does help out a little bit with the noise insulation. Man, I am gonna go the other way. I don't want to have to make a 50 million point turn just to kind of squeeze through. And this does show a bit of a downside with these wide body trucks. The fact that you don't have the best maneuverability because it's such a big... Is this a dead end? Hopefully not. It's such a big vehicle. Very, very large and in charge. It would have been a dead end, but well, good thing there's nothing parked there. Yeah, this is a big beast. I mean, again, you're looking at a vehicle that is about 230-ish inches in length. The wheelbase, if I remember right, it's about 145 inches. And then in terms of the width, I think the Raptor's like, without your mirrors, it's like mid 80s. It might be even more than that. It's a lot of vehicle. Why did the glove box fly open? What in the world? That was weird. Yeah, it's definitely a lot of vehicle to have to handle. But yeah, these seats are firmer than the regular Raptor, the 35 package Raptor. But I wouldn't say that that means that they're uncomfortable at all, because they're not. They're actually pretty comfortable, all things considered. I gotta get over like 50 lanes. This is fun. Not. Yeah, again, this is such a big beast to have to try to wield through traffic. It feels awesome. It feels kind of like a tank, right? Because of just how big it is. Yeah, it's also kind of a little bit of a pain. Let me in, Corolla, please. Thank you, sir. Ma'am. I can't see who's driving it. I will say the torque, even on the low end, is actually really good with the EcoBoost. Again, they've updated this engine continually over the years. They've had this engine out for like, what, 15 years at this point, maybe more? And just continual improvements. And that's one thing that Ford has over, you know, Toyota, for example, and just other automakers. They're jumping into the turbo V6 or just turbo 6-cylinder game. They've already dealt with a lot of issues, right? They had those issues 15 years ago, and not everything's fixed. It's not a perfect engine, but you know, you can get several 100,000 miles out of this engine now, from what I've seen. Man, this thing's so comfortable too. So that's, I mean, that really is one of the big appeals of the Raptor, is you've got these kind of, you know, BFG. The tires are not like the softest on the planet, but they're pretty soft for all-terrain tires. So they ride comfortably. They're not too loud. And then you have that with the dual valve, and it is quite the experience. And if we pop the exhaust into Baja mode, it's obnoxious, but I like it. Makes some fun noises, right? Yeah, they've done a really good job with the power delivery on this. I feel like it's better than it used to be. Because I had a 37 package Raptor 21, but I feel like this newer version's even a little bit better. So that's the Raptor. Obviously the best test would be to take this off-road. I did plenty of off-roading though. If you want to see what a 37 package Raptor can do, I think I jumped mine like 50 times. So it's capable, it's durable. This is truly the best iteration of the Raptor, because it's now, you know, they've ironed out a lot of the tech issues, they've ironed out the engine issues, and so now you have something that is very high performance and also pretty darn reliable, all things considered. So, man, that Baja suspension, you just float through everything. It's so fun. Oh, let's set off in the RHO. RIP Raptor, Raptor LOL. Man, if one of you is watching this and lives in Utah, I don't know if anyone's taken that license plate, but please, please, please get one for your RHO if you own one in Utah. You can do 7 characters, so you got to do LOL, so then you could do RPTR LOL. Please do it. I don't own an RHO, so like I can't rock the plate, you know. It'd be kind of a poser if I put it on one of my cars. But yeah, if you put that on your RHO, RPTR LOL, get it done. So with the RHO, the Bilstein shocks are going to perform differently compared to what you see with a Raptor. They are firmer upon initial impact, so when you're going over little bumps and everything, you feel stuff. Now, it doesn't mean the truck's not handling it. The shocks are just kind of firmed up so that you're stable. But yeah, you feel more. Big compression though, everything kind of softens up, and it does that kind of Baja floaty thing the Raptor does. So what that means is this truck kind of feels, even though it has a full-time 4-wheel drive system, really sharp with the cornering abilities. Handles very flat, but then it also can soak up big compression. It doesn't feel like it has as much body roll compared to a Raptor, but it's still, again, this is heavier than a Raptor, so you still have more weight that you got to throw around. And the full-time 4-wheel drive system is going to make this truck steer differently. The steering's heavy. That's just how it goes with full-time 4-wheel drive. But speaking of heavy, well, the inline 6 doesn't care about the weight. It gets up and moves no problem. No problem. It doesn't care. Man, it's so quiet in here, and the seats are incredibly comfortable, and you have the massage function. The value proposition with the RHO is very strong. I mean, this one though is very expensive, so look at that. It's so quick, and the thing is, there's no power taper off moment, right? V6s, They die at the top end. It's like boom, 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 bleh. Whereas this is just ripping all the way to redline. Go and drive one of these. If you have a Raptor, go and drive one. You'll probably be converted. You'll probably be converted to the Church of Ram of latter-day horsepower. Ah, I had to make the joke. But this is an impressive machine. In conclusion, the RHO gives you everything that the Raptor has, plus full-time four-wheel drive, so you don't have to fool around in the snow with pressing buttons and everything. Plus a more luxurious interior. But wait, there's more. It also comes at a lower price point. And if that wasn't enough to sell you on it, these are actually, it seems like they're rarer than the, I'm just gonna let these people go through. This turn is so bad, so I know what they have to deal with. Anyways, these aren't all over the place, right? Like you look at a Ford dealership and they get more Raptors than the Ram dealerships seem to get RHOs, so the resale value seems to be pretty strong. I mean, the Tier X's have also done well, so it seems like it's good on that front too. But there's the RHO. The RHO says Raptor, LOL. That's all. This week's giveaway is perfect for classic muscle car lovers because we have a CUDA and a Roadrunner. The CUDA produces 290 horsepower and has an automatic. The Roadrunner produces 390 horsepower and has a manual. Both of them are obviously powered by V8s. Now this particular giveaway is going to be ending fairly soon on November 2nd. So if you want to get in now and get some extra bonus entries, just use code BHC or click the link in the description down below or the pinned comment. Any donation, $25 or more, will give you 4x bonus entries.